Hey, what's up guys, Syed here, and today I am in the 2020 Mazda 3 1.5 Astina hatchback, okay, and the owner Kelvin is right beside me. In Singapore, right, you can get the Mazda 3 in like two variants, the sedan, the hatchback, and in those you can get two like sub variants as well, which is the Elegance and the Astina. So the Astina is the higher end variant. You get a few nicer stuff like LEDs, if I'm correct, and the Bose sound system, which this car has, okay, because we are in the Astina today. And I think this is one of the best looking cars in the segment, and the interior, right, it's lovely. We're gonna take a look more at the interior later on. This is like a full on, I can say, continental car interior. I'm not joking, okay, it's really fantastic. Some specs for this car: this has a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, and it has about 120 horsepower, 153 newton meters of torque. On paper, right, the specs, to be honest, not that impressive lah. Okay, the numbers are not that impressive. 0 to 100 also about 12.1 seconds. This car is also front wheel drive, comes with a 6-speed Skyactiv automatic transmission. So Skyactiv is basically like Mazda's own iteration of the transmission. According to them, it combines the best aspects of like a CVT, a dual clutch transmission, and a regular torque converter automatic. Okay, so according to Mazda, it has all the benefits of those three transmissions combined into one. Okay, so this car is also a mild hybrid or M hybrid, so it's not a full hybrid system. What it does is basically when you brake or decelerate, it recovers energy. Okay, so Kelvin, first question, why did you choose this Mazda 3 hatchback and why in this variant?
Okay, I think why Mazda first, probably?
Yeah.
Because my family members, in fact, they all drive Mazdas, and I was the only guy not driving a Mazda previously. There were two Mazda 6,
Okay.
I think up to four actually, if you consider my family.
Okay.
So the only thing I realized was when I borrowed their car, after even 8 years on the new Skyactiv, I think it was the 2012-2013 model, the new Skyactiv, the first generation, the fuel efficiency and reliability was great. Frankly, the only issue was engine mounting, and I was very sold by the fact.
Wear and tear, right?
Yeah, there is nothing much to worry about, and I think that was one of my key considerations. But frankly, reliability,
okay.
It's insane.
Okay, and why the Mazda 3? Why not, Mazda 6? Or
I think when this was just launched, when I bought it, the Mazda 6 was more cheap, was a little bit more affordable than this. But like I said, when I went to the showroom, I was like, no way I'm gonna buy a Mazda 3. I see a ton of it on the road. But when I had the test drive, I sat in it. Oh my god, the bells and the whistles, like what Syed mentioned, the Bose, the red leather interior. I was sold. It took about 15 minutes test drive.
And then you immediately signed on the. Okay, wow. The power of test drives.
Right.
Okay, and why the hatchback? Why not the sedan? I think maybe because the hatchback looks a bit better.
Yeah, I'm all for looks. Yeah, I'm all for looks. So I went straight for I told the guy, hey, show me the hatchback, and I want to see if you can test drive it. Yeah.
Okay. You've owned this car for like 1 year.
So I think July will mark the first year. This is my 1 year of owning this vehicle.
Okay, yeah. So how has the ownership experience been like? Any reliability issues whatsoever?
I think things being a new generation, I don't know if it's the 4th or the 5th gen, there are a couple of recall programs for this vehicle.
Okay, as in like what exactly was?
I think it was just something with the ECU, something about smart braking, abrupt braking, because there's some safety features in this car. But did it really affect me? No. And reliability wise,
so your car was a recall?
It was recalled. Yeah, but I didn't feel much of a difference before and after the recall. It was just
it's
a recall.
Minor, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long was your car like away in the workshop?
It was just like standard servicing, couple of hours.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's nothing.
Yeah,
that's basically okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. But just first impressions, right? Yeah, exterior, interior, fantastic. The drive also, it's quite smooth. There's not much wind noise, maybe just a bit of road noise. The steering wheel is also more on the heavier side, I have to say. It's not like super light.
Correct.
It's a bit more on the heavier side. I think contributes to the sporty feel. And okay, let me just try to see whether you get any cheap plastics around. The
parts that you can't see generally.
Yeah, it's all the non-important parts lah to me. Yeah, those you don't really see. Like everything else, right? The steering wheel, even the buttons on the steering wheel is like metal, and it's just leather everywhere, metal. Yeah, the interior is fantastic. I don't know how many times I've said this, but yeah, interior is really good. And instrument cluster is also it's very clear. And are there like what kind of features do you get with this car?
Safety features. The only time, okay, so this thing is a little bit more sensitive in a sense that if you really drive close to people, this car is gonna stop you from that. When I first just got this car, I remember almost causing many accidents because I used to drive very closely.
Okay.
And if this car, you get too close to a car, it will just hard slam the brake. You will just really
auto braking.
Stop. It will stop hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about like 360 cameras?
Oh my god, have you seen the view on a 360 camera? My friend was telling me he's never seen a camera that clear before.
Okay, let me just stop at a bus stop real quick. I just want to take a quick look.
I have not relied on my side mirrors for a long time because of the 360 camera, and I'm not, over exaggerating.
Oh, this is really clear.
This is insane, isn't it?
Yeah, the 360 camera.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic, man.
So the only time I saw 360 was in the UK, and I saw that technology. I was like, what on earth is that? And then I didn't know when I came to Singapore and I was choosing a car, I would see it first.
Oh, it comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
Correct.
Well.
That is correct.
Okay, alright. And other safety features? Maybe like a lane. I think this is like lane departure warning.
Correct. So I don't know if it will work here, but if there's gonna be an occasion if your hands are not on the steering wheel and you drift off the lane, the car will kind of correct you back into the lane. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, first off, what's your fuel consumption like with this car?
Okay. When I first got the car, it was on 18-inch rims already. I swapped it out to another 18, so frankly, there's no difference. I haven't reset the fuel consumption since I got it.
Okay.
If I do the calculation from a full tank pump, I'm getting about 14
kilometers per litre.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, that's quite
14 to 15. And there is variants, like the classic variant for sedan on 16-inch rims, and I think you can easily get 16, 17. Yeah.
Okay. So 14, and this car is a 51 litre fuel
51,
tank.
that's accurate.
Yeah, so you can do the maths there and calculate how much you're gonna get. What do you like about this car?
Like I said, I'm a huge fan of bells and whistles. When I see a car, I don't know, man. You talk about the complete what the car offers. Safety features aside, I think that's fairly common these days. But when you get a Japanese car today with a Bose speaker,
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine.
Again with a red leather interior, comfy seats. I don't know, it's hard to say no. And the lights, I don't know if you've seen them before, they look wicked, man. The front and the back, they look so good.
Yeah, it really stands out lah. I think really stands out on the road. Okay, so I mean, just to sum up, it's more of like the features, the interior. Yeah, this interior is, I can safely say that I think out of all the Japanese cars, right, Mazda has the nicest interior, and this is like a testament to that, because this is, you need to take a look. It's really very nice interior. Very nice interior. Reminds me a bit of an Audi, even like the steering wheel and just everything else. Okay, so what do you dislike about this car?
Again, the only downside, if you ask me, is that when you read it on paper, you see 120 horsepower, 1.5 NA, you immediately think this thing is probably a tortoise. No doubt, no doubt. But this thing came with a... so that's what I really dislike. If Mazda actually went up with a turbo variant,
which is I think gonna
coming out. Oh man!
But I don't know whether Singapore is gonna get it. But I think we will.
Correct.
Yeah, maybe we will. Hopefully we will. But
that is
then
right.
It's gonna be I think it's gonna sell really well if they can maintain that kind of price.
Correct.
Yeah.
But this thing is already listing at the Astina variant is close to. Back then when I referred to it was about 122 grand when it first launched.
Expensive for a small hatchback. Yeah,
so I'm assuming the turbo variant is gonna be crazy. But
40,
what would the turbo variant do? I mean, it would sell like hotcakes, man. It's gonna be the complete package. So that's what I kind of dislike. The engine could be better.
Other than the engine, anything else you dislike about the car?
No, this is a very easily likable car. If you're in for the looks.
Both exterior and interior.
Interior, yeah, it's very well rounded in and out.
Yeah, I agree with you. Man. Okay, let's say somebody is looking to get a Mazda 3. Like, do you have any tips? Tips or comments or anything you want to share?
Really, the paper, throw it aside, go for a test drive. If you're still not happy by then probably this isn't the car for you. If you're looking for a point A to point B car, frankly, this really isn't a car for you. But if you're in for ownership of many years and putting a smile every time you drive, this is so much value, you know, for the amount you're paying for it. Trust me, test drive and you'll know it.
And I want to point out that most of the time you are inside the car, right?
Yeah.
So I think interior to some people is very important.
Yeah.
And if you are spending a lot of time in this car, yeah, you're gonna love it, man. This black on red, right? It's really fantastic. I really like it. I think a lot of people will be curious about the power, because on paper this car doesn't seem like it has a lot of power. What are your thoughts on that?
I have read on many forums. I don't know. I sound like a guy who's crazy about Mazda, right?
Yeah.
That, you know, people are saying, "Hey, this car is 1.5. You're not gonna be able to overtake cars."
I agree with you. I saw a lot of that also.
I don't know if everybody are driving, you know, super fast cars, but I have never had problems overtaking anybody. I think Singaporean drivers are fairly courteous in you know, certain areas.
First time
Certain areas.
Singaporean drivers.
You know, just signal and you should be able to overtake. Unless really you buy a car to race off traffic lights, to be the first.
This is not the car.
This is not the car, but this car overtakes just fine. I was telling Syed, I did drive up north before to Malacca, and I was holding up speeds at, you know, I think it was fine. I wasn't struggling to hold up to speeds. Yeah.
Okay, when he says hold up to speeds, it's you know, not crazy speeds like 200, but it's relatively quick. Okay, so I'm gonna be driving a bit quickly to see what the performance is like. You don't get the feeling that it's slow either. I don't. Yeah, if I make sense, you press on the accelerator, you feel like you are still moving, and you know, this has the, I don't know what you call it, some vectoring thing, which
GVC,
basically correct. So what it does is when you go into a corner, right, the car will like reduce the torque so that the weight of the car is shifted to the front. And what happens is when the weight of the car is shifted to the front, there's more pressure on the front wheels and you will get more grip. And when you are in the corner, the car will like it will add more torque to the engine so that the weight is shifted to the rear instead. Then you get that kind of like rear wheel drive stability, rear wheel drive kind of feel. And then when you're exiting, right, it will apply some brake pressure to the outside wheels, so that you get that kind of like you know, straight line exit or something like that. So that's like a GVC. I mean, just to sum up, you don't feel like this car is underpowered. No,
especially with the sports modes and it's holding the gears a little bit more.
Sports mode. Okay, let me
really can feel it, but it gets a little bit loud. I think that's just Mazda generally.
Okay, so right now I'm in sports mode, just trying it out. Or if you change this, is there a legal exhaust for this right now? Or
no, I haven't researched because I'm probably not gonna do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the car in sports mode, and I'm not flooring it even. But I agree with what Kelvin said, because I mean, we are driving at normal roads, right? And normal roads, I don't feel like the car is underpowered. I don't know for other people, but for me, sometimes when I drive slow cars, I feel a bit frustrated. Because like, come on, man, like, what the hell? Yeah, but I don't feel that with this car. You know, Kelvin said he drives in on the north-south highway to Malacca, and he has no problems keeping up with his friends who are driving at, you know, faster speeds. Then, you know, that says a lot about this car.
And I think for the trip in particular, I clocked about 12
kilometers.
Which I think is still fine, considering I was kind of, you know, pushing this.
Fast,
I'm kind of pushing this. Could you see the heads-up display? Yeah,
I can see very clear as well. Yeah, the heads-up display also has a speed warning, so it will tell you what the speed limit of the road you are on is, and then it will display your speed beside it as well. So, does it work? Is it accurate?
It is.
It is.
It is.
Okay, because some cars I've driven, it's really like, it's very clearly 60. But the car is like 50 or something else.
Right.
Oh, this is accurate. Okay, I think the biggest selling point for me is the interior.
Right.
The posts,
Yeah, and it's so rounded inside out.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I sound like I'm from Mazda, but I'm really a huge fan of this car.
Yeah,
there's little regret.
And also the infotainment, right? It looks very sleek and very responsive also.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not your traditional Android user interface.
It's very sleek, a very sleek looking infotainment, and it's so responsive. Just any, you know, final comments or final thoughts on this car?
Could use a turbo.
Could use a turbo,
but otherwise, which is coming soon. And I'm a little bit upset about that.
Maybe Mazda will, you know, offer.
Yeah, I messaged the guys at Mazda. You know, how much are you guys going to take in?
Are they gonna? Did they confirm that?
No, they didn't actually.
They didn't, okay.
I think what they said was it feels like it's a little bit too big. I think because it was announced as 2.5 turbo,
yes.
which frankly in Singapore roads I think is really a little bit massive, especially if you're buying a Mazda for an everyday car.
Other than the turbo thing, anything else you wanna? Oh, what's the space like in the back? Is it?
I think it has been said to be very small.
Okay.
I'm not a very big guy either, and I'm always in the front.
Okay.
So when I bought this car, I couldn't care less who's going to be at the back, frankly. It's just me and my wife,
Nice.
and my puppies probably, my dogs. The space is small, no doubt. You're going to compare it to a Civic, something else, it's probably going to lose back at the back.
But the red leather seats, man, are fantastic.
Yeah.
And the back is a bit okay. The rear windows are a bit small.
Blind spot is a thing, I think, because I have friends who drive this car and said, oh my god, the blind spots on this car, the C-pillars at the back.
C-pillars,
Yeah.
But that's massive, man. I just noticed. Hey, yeah,
you can't see.
Yeah, you can't see out of it. It's massive, man. The C-pillars,
Yeah.
but at least you have the 360 camera.
Correct. And you can toggle it when in drive mode actually. So sometimes when I don't know if a motorist is over there, I'll just turn on my 360 and okay, he's there, he's not there. And if I actually veer out, they will tell me there's a blind spot check, you know, don't go.
Oh, there's a blind spot monitor.
Yeah, there's a blind spot monitor
yeah,
as
then
well.
they're not too bad lah, right?
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Kelvin, for sharing your thoughts on this car. Yeah, for me, just conclusion, like I've said so many times already, exterior fantastic, interior even more fantastic. I like the interior more than the exterior, if I'm very honest, because this is. Yeah, I think this is gonna hold up really well. This is really like continental car interior. Performance-wise, yeah, I mean, this is, if you want a fast car, this is probably not the car for you. But I think for the average driver, this is perfectly adequate. For Singapore roads, it's adequate. Yeah. Fuel consumption, I mean, like Kelvin said, 14, right?
Yep.
14 kilometers per liter. Okay lah, not too bad for.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a small car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to drive it that fast anyway. Yeah, not too bad. Practicality, a bit small in the back. Pricing wise, what do you think? A bit more expensive.
It's really more expensive than its rivals or similar Japanese C-segment cars.
Yes.
You can get a 1.5 at actually 79, 80 plus from other manufacturers. Probably not the same bells and whistles.
Yes.
So if you really want to point A to point B, no frills, you don't want to care about how it looks.
Not the car for you.
Not the car for you, man. But I think frankly, if you ask me, it's priced a little bit wrongly. I really think it's a little bit expensive. You really can top up just a little bit more. You could be driving home an A180, A200. This was also one of my main struggles when I was choosing the cars.
Well, just out of curiosity, why didn't you top up a bit more and go for a Conti instead?
I used to drive a Conti.
Okay.
I had.
Which one was it?
It was 1 Series.
Oh, 1 Series, 116.
120.
120. Oh, okay. Nice.
Of course, being an old second-hand BMW, I didn't believe in the
BMW reliability.
yeah, man. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna service it properly. I'm gonna do what I can.
And how was the experience?
It was
terrible.
yeah, man. I had big tanks of engine oil in my boot.
Oh, oil leak, is it?
Oil leak was crazy. Okay, let's not go there, I guess. So that's how reliability it was a big thing for me. But I think it's a looker.
Okay.
And it's two doors. 2 doors. So probably I was looking for a 4-door, something reliable as well.
Okay, yeah. So thanks so much, Kelvin, for sharing with us your thoughts on your car. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed this owner's review of the Mazda 3 hatchback. Do like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next review.